Today we're going to start a new unit. We will not finish this before Christmas break. It goes into a whole lot of detail, and we only have 2 weeks because the last week is semester exams. So we only have 2 weeks to go over stuff like this, so we'll pick back up after Christmas and finish this unit. It is a very important unit, and it is called systems of equations. What does that mean? Look at the picture, and what do you see? You see 2 lines, yes? So far, we've only been dealing with 1 line. We've been graphing 1 line. We've been writing equations for 1 line. Today, we're going to be talking about 2 lines, and it is called a system of equations. When the lines meet, that is the solution. That's the answer. That is the point that satisfies both equations. So everybody look at this first example here. How many lines do you see? 2. Right here is the point where they meet. That is called the solution. It is the point that satisfies both equations. Do y'all understand that? Now, if you have 2 lines that meet, there's exactly one answer. An x and a y value. So this answer would be, I can't even tell what that is. Just say like 2, 2, or like 2 point something, 2 point something. Yes? So it's the x, y value of where they meet. That is the solution. There's 2 answers, an x and a y value. The coordinate. Yes? When you have parallel lines, though, these are called parallel. Will they ever meet? No. So we would say there is no solution. And when you have 2 lines that fall on top of each other, you would say there is infinite solutions, and that would be written as all real numbers. Now, I have already taught you some of this when we were solving equations, and I showed you, I said, look, the slopes are the same, therefore they are parallel lines. So we're actually going to get to really explore this in detail by graphing them and solving them a whole bunch of different ways. If they're parallel lines, their slopes will be the same, but their y-intercepts will be different. And over here, if they're the same line, you're going to have the same slope and the same y-intercept because they're the exact same line. So when we're doing systems of equations, these are the 3 types of answers you can get. If there's one solution, you're going to list it as a coordinate, like 2, 3 or 5, 4. If they're parallel lines, you're going to put no solution. You can write it like that. And if it's the same line, you're going to put all real numbers. All right, today in particular, we are going to learn how to solve systems by doing what? Graphing. So that is what we're learning today. We're going to learn how to solve systems by graphing. All right, so let's go do the first one. It says, solve the linear system by graphing. Use slope-intercept forms. So how many equations are we going to be graphing on one graph? 2. Okay, where's the answer going to be? Where they meet. That's going to be your answer, and you're going to write it as a solution as an x, y. So to graph these 2 lines, I need to rearrange them to y equals mx plus b, yes? So how would I get this 2x to the other side? So I have y equals negative 2x plus 6, so I need to graph this one, and then I also need to rearrange this one. How am I going to get the 2x to the other side here? So I have negative y equals negative 2x minus 2. Can I have a negative y? How do I get rid of it? Divide everything by negative 1. So it's just all going to become opposite. So 2x plus 2. So I need to graph this equation, and I need to graph this equation. Now, I have taught y'all multiple ways to graph equations. I like doing slope and intercept, like rising over running. Y'all like your calculators or the other way. Does it matter which way you do it? No. I'm going to do this one first. I need an M and a B. What's the B? 6. What's the M? Negative 2 over 1. So I'm going to start on the y-axis at 6. So here's 0, 0. Does everybody know where 0, 0 is, right? Right here? I go up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go down to right 1. And I'm going to put as many dots as I can because I'm trying to find where this line crosses the other line. I'm going to draw my straight line. Is it super important to have really straight lines today? Yes, because your answer is where they meet. Okay, now we need to go graph this one. Let's do this one in our calculator so y'all can see which way y'all like better, yes? So everybody go to y equals. Now, notice my calculator is still set to inequalities. If I want to turn that app off, I just go to apps. I go down to inequals, number 7, and I just say quit, number 2. And now when I go to y equals, it's just back to normal. Yes? Do I need to repeat that, or are we all good? Good? Okay, let's go put this one in. Y equals 2x plus 2. Where would I go to get my points to graph? So the table, second graph, second table. So I'm going to graph 0, 2, 1, 4. Oh, did I already find the answer? Yes. Where do they touch each other? But I'm being graded on graphing them and then finding the answer, so I need a few more points. So 2, 6. Negative 1, 0. That's plenty. Now, am I done with this or have I answered it? I am trying to find the solution. Where is the solution? Where they meet. So right here, this point is the solution. And I must write it as an answer. What is this point called? On the x-axis, it is at 1. On the y-axis, it is at 4. That is the solution. 1, 4. Uh-huh. This is 0.
Oh my God.
That's
I was
1.
right there.
1, 2, 3. You didn't graph this one right.
That's why I was
Okay. Yeah, no. Where the x and y axis meet is 0, 0. So where the two dark lines meet is 0. Are we good with this? Yes or no? All right, let's go do the next one. Is this equation already in the form for me to graph it? Yes. What did we say about straight lines that don't have a x and a y? Come on, guys. Somebody tell me how to graph this. It's super easy. It's going to be a straight line that passes through the y-axis at, if this is 0, 0, then this is negative 2. It is a straight line that passes through there at negative 2. Okay, is this one set up for me to graph? What do I need to do to it? Rearrange. How do I get the 3x to the other side? So I have negative y equals negative 3x minus 1. Can I have a negative y? So I divide everything by negative 1. And it just turns everything opposite. So y equals 3x plus 1. Do y'all want to graph with your calculator or with slope and intercept? Totally up to y'all. Okay, if I graph with slope and intercept, where am I going to go on the y-axis? To 1 and put a dot. I'm then going to go up 3, right 1. Is that going to help me find their intersection going up and right? So where else can I go? Down and left. So down, 1, 2, 3, left. Did I find their intersection? Yes. So I connect my lines because part of this is graphing. And their solution is right here. Why is this the solution? Because it's where they meet. So I need to write their solution as a coordinate. Where am I at? Right here on the x-axis. -1. Where am I at on the y-axis? -2. What do y'all think? Easy? As long as you can graph two lines and find where they intersect, graphing it is easy. All right, here we go. How do you graph a line where it just says x equals a number? Straight line passing through the x-axis at 2. So this is my x-axis. This is my y-axis. So if this is 0, 0, then here is 2. So it's a straight line passing through there at 2. All right, is this one set up and ready for me to graph?
No.
What do I need to do to it? How do I get this 2x to the other side? So I have y equals -2x plus 1. Do y'all want to graph with your calculator or with slope and intercept? Some of you need to use your calculator because you're still struggling, and that's fine. Just make sure you're doing that on your assignment. So my m is -2/1. My b is 1. So on the y-axis, I go to 1 and put a dot. And then I'm going to go down to right 1. Did I find their intersection?
Yes.
So that's enough dots for that one. This point right here is called the solution. And what coordinate is it at? Where am I at on the x-axis? 2. Where am I at on the y-axis? -3. So I would be grading your graph to make sure you graph both of them right and that you wrote the solution of where they're touching. Everybody good? All right, let's go do this one. Are these equations set up and ready to go? No. What do I need to do to them? How would I get this? Well, first of all, what coefficient does this x have?
1.
All right, how would I get that 1x to the other side?
1.
So I have y equals -1x plus 3. Okay, same thing over here. What coefficient does this have?
1.
How do I get the 1x to the other side? So I have y equals -1x minus 3. Are these the exact same line or are they parallel?
Parallel.
So what's my answer going to be? No solution, but I do have to grade it. I mean, I do have to graph it because the graph will be a grade. Yes? So this one has an m of -1/1 and a b of 3. So I go put a y-intercept of 3, and then I go down 1, right 1. I graph my line. This one has a m of -1/1, but a b of -3. So on the y-axis, I go to -3, and I go down 1, right 1. Because they never touch, They are parallel lines, therefore there will never be a solution. So I must write no solution. Either write the words no solution or draw the symbol for no solution. Are there questions? Okay, let's go do the next one. Are these set up and ready to go? So what's the first thing I have to do? All right, how do I get this 2x to the other side? So I have negative y equals negative 2x minus 3. I'm going to divide everything by negative 1, so everything's just going to become opposite. So y equals 2x plus 3. Okay, this one. Am I going too fast or are y'all okay? Okay, this one I need to pull the 4x to the right by doing what? So I have negative 2y equals negative 4x minus 6. How do I get rid of the y's coefficient of negative 2? Divide everything by negative 2. So I have y equals negative 4 divided by negative 2 is positive 2x, and negative 6 divided by negative 2 is positive 3. Tell me about those two lines. So what will my answer be? All real numbers. Do I still have to graph it? Yes. So I have a y-intercept of 3. So here's the y-axis, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go up to right 1. Or down to left 1. Now, do I have to graph it twice? No, because they're literally going to be the exact same line, so I would just put all real numbers. Okay, I want y'all to do this one on your own. I want you to rearrange the equations first and then look at mine and make sure you rearrange them correctly before you go graph them. So check them with mine before you go graph it. Make sure that you rearrange them correctly. All right, did everybody get -1, 2? Okay, everybody have their assignment in front of them. Put your name on it. You are going to do 1 through 22, so you don't have to do 23. Okay, let's go back to the front and talk about 1 through 6. On 1 through 6, it says, tell whether the ordered pair is a solution of the linear system. That means your answer is going to be yes or no. How will you know if it's yes or no? Because the point would have to be a yes for both equations. Yes? So I would plug this in for x, this in for y. And it must satisfy this equation and this equation. If it doesn't, if there's one no, then your answer is no. So if you get a no on the first part, then you just need to stop and put no. If you get a yes on this one, then you also have to check this one and make sure it's also a yes, and then your answer would be yes. So let's go test this out. Is x plus y is 0 plus -4 equal to -4? So I would put a check mark, yes. If I get 2 check marks, my answer is yes. All right, the second part is x, which is 0, minus 5 times -4 equal to positive 20. Yes, so I got 2 yeses, so my answer is yes for number 1. I'm going to say it again. They both have to be yeses. Otherwise, the point would not fall on both of the lines. Yes or good? On 7 through 12, you're going to match the system with its graph. So you're going to need to rearrange them and then match, like basically match them. So if 7 is A, you would put A right here. Yes? Okay, on 13 through 15, it wants you to use the graph to solve. Guys, you don't have to do anything but find the answer. It's already done for you. Look at number 13. Where's the answer? Right here. So how would I write my answer? How would I write my answer? As a coordinate, as an x, comma, y. So I would write the x value, comma, the y value, to -1. How do I know that's to -1? Because on the x-axis, this is 0, so this would be 1, this would be 2, and then on the y-axis, it's at -1. Are we good with that? On the back, you are going to solve them by graphing. So these are the ones that look like our notes. Am I going to grade your graphs? Yes. Okay, so I want to see both lines. I want to see clearly where they cross, and then how are you going to write your answer? Like this, as a coordinate. If you don't have the coordinate, it's wrong. Okay? And then on 22, please don't skip it. It's literally graph for you. Do it. Okay? You do have to interpret that it says year since 1990. And then it says in what year were they the same. So you're just looking for where they touch each other. Yes? All right, get started.